The woman in the white coat returned and woke me. She shone the little flashlight into my eyes and took my pulse. I do not like it. She looked inside my mouth and her eyes widened in surprise. She covered her expression when I pulled back. I knew she would not tell me if I asked her what she had seen, so I tried a different question instead. Is Alessia hurt? Is she here too? There is no one here by that name. The scientist looked confused, then sat on the bed and smoothed my hair back tenderly. I am Larissa, she said. Tell no one, or we will both be in trouble, little one. Where am I? I cannot say, little one. Far from Vladivostok. Then she left. No more injections, at least. I feel different somehow. Just blinking my eyes feels strange. The texture of my skin is not the way I remember it. My fingernails have a tinge of blue, yet I am not cold. I must stop writing now. More food is coming. They must not see the pen and notebook. Day 9. Today I trained with a soldier. He put a big clock up on the wall and grinned like a crazy man. He has blonde hair shaved down short. The lobe of his right ear is missing, and his neck has a wide scar, pale and straight. He taught me Krav Maga and a lot of swear words. Most of them are English. He also told me he used to be a Spetsnaz. I shrugged. I have never been impressed by boys bragging, less so when they are men. I trained from the moment I finished breakfast. We had perhaps 45 minutes for lunch, then more training, then 45 minutes for dinner, then more training. I was given biscuits at the end of the day, but I asked for fish instead. My hunger is greater than I can remember, yet they feed me all the time. The drunk Spetsnaz told me I had done well and to go to bed. I asked him when my father was coming. He did not answer, instead drinking from his bottle that does not contain mineral water. I am more tired than I have ever known, yet I do not feel sad or angry or scared. I must sleep now.
Hieronymus Blush, journeyman magician and newly initiated outreach merchant for the Southern Islands, stepped between the two grizzled fishermen in order to get a better look at the corpse. He'd seen a lot of tragic accidents in his 5 years as an apprentice at the magician's proving ground, but these mostly involved the victims disappearing without a trace. For some reason, the look of complete shock on the face of the corpse was particularly unsettling. Nevertheless, Blush made a valiant attempt to pull himself together, something the poor native on the beach would never be able to do. Kumatra flipped onto his feet, tightened his grip on the filleting knife, and padded over to the big flat rock he used as a base for his net. There were 2 big holes in the side of the twine mesh, and a lot of the fish were splashing into the water, even the attractive ones. Kumatra muttered under his breath and crouched to snatch back the edge of the net. He was just hauling part of the mesh over the base of the rock when a sleek green shark leaped out of the water and bit him in half. A spray of blood fountained into the air, and Kumatra's legs remained standing for a few seconds, while the rest of the fish flopped into the ocean. The shark darted away.
From the moment the captain introduced Dale to his latest partner, Dale's gut had told him George would be different. Then again, Dale's guts told him a lot of things. They usually told him, "You're gonna need a toilet in the next 2 minutes." Or, "I'm in spasm. I think you forgot to take your pills." But Dale's innards mostly just grumbled, "Cardigan, you're too old for this shit. Seriously, you're 92. Dale had once dreamed of spending his autumn years sipping margaritas on a yacht, leaving the criminals of Kahlua Bay far behind. But he knew only too well that in his line of work, such dreams had an almost supernatural tendency to be snatched away shortly before retirement. Old Hunk Murphy, God rest his soul, had been a week from retirement when the captain decided to partner him with a wild-eyed maniac who believed the best way to solve crimes was to shoot anything vaguely human-shaped. Then there was Patch Kennedy, who had been tracking some arms dealer back in '83. Patch had got so drunk at his retirement party that he failed to notice his farewell cake had been replaced with a pile of landmines covered in frosting. Dale had never considered himself a superstitious man. As a cop, he was known for his practicality and caution. He rarely went by anything unless he'd read several books about it first. But Dale had seen too many cops screaming, "No!" over the bullet-riddled body of an older partner to believe that nearing retirement equaled anything other than imminent death.
It had been mentioned by concerned souls at the WNF that filming serial killers in their own bathrooms was a violation of their privacy, beyond even that committed every day by the established system of handlers and subjects. Others at the WNF, with louder voices, had pointed out that bathrooms with their wipe-clean walls and handily accessible drain outlets would be a dangerous place to let serial killers enjoy any privacy. Visitors to the residence could be chopped up and disappearing down the plug hole before a WNF tactical ops team had even broken down the door. Thus, any killer enjoying the privilege of entertaining guests in their own homes had to endure cameras in every part of their lives. Courtney enjoyed lots of privileges. She'd been a very good girl lately, and such privileges were dispensed as rewards for good behaviour. Privileges such as trips out of the country. Courtney had been working towards Sydney for quite some time.
Sharkpunk takes the glut of ludicrous shark-themed monster movies of recent years, such as Sharknado, Sharktopus, and the proposed, but never made, Gator Shark vs. Zombie Cheerleaders, and subverts them, dragging up to the surface from the unplumbed depths of the collective subconscious stories that are intelligent, stories that have emotional depth and weight, stories that have something to tell us about the human condition, stories that make sharks frightening again. So what are you waiting for? Come on in. The water's fine.